Hi everyone, it's Anna Wheaton here from Nudge Nudge Ink. Today we're looking at a card that I have designed using the Impressions Abloom bundle. This is one of our online exclusives and it is available from May the 6th onwards. There is a whole suite connected to this called Flowering Impressions, I think, or Floral Impressions. And it also includes some designer series paper. I'll show you what that looks like. It's got beautiful floral images on one side. A couple of my pieces are not complete because I've used them. And then on the other side, we've got some background images. So we've got Old Olive, Strawberry Slush, one of the new in colours, Garden Green, Pool Party, Darling Duckling, another new in colour, and Fresh Freesia. That's most of the colours. Another one is Misty Moonlight, but I think I've covered them all. Crushed Curry, missed out on, Misty Moonlight, Peach Pie, Pecan Pie, Pretty in Pink. Quite a few colours. So the stamp set is a two-step stamp set. So you can fill in this image with this image. They go together. I haven't actually done much stamping and cutting out yet. That's next on my list. And then we have the set of dies. So we've got all sorts of flowery images and these two ovals. We're going to make this card. This one's using Darling Duckling and it opens like this. And then you get to explore inside and you should be able to see there that the inside has that neutral pattern, the reverse side of the paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I made a little mistake here, so this is going to be covered. See? I missed out a step and had to start again. What we're going to start with is our card base. So this is a piece of Strawberry Slush, half an A4, scored down the middle at 10.5 centimetres. And then we're going to add our mechanism. Not that it's terribly complicated. So this is a piece of matching cardstock that is 12 by 4 centimetres. And then it's scored at the 4 centimetre mark. And I'm going to add some adhesive to that 4 centimetre square on the outside. All right, the outside of the fold. And that's going to go here. So I just want to line that up about the halfway point, and so that the score mark is just beyond the edge of the cardstock, because I don't want to be squashing the card front. Okay, it's got to go out a little bit. Your other alternative is to just trim your card front to be slightly smaller. But I don't like that look so much. There we go. So if I bring that up, you can see that the score line sticks out a little bit, so that that's going to fold around nice and neatly without pushing on that. So you can just do similar to what I did, just fold it shut to check. Now here's my inside piece. Like I said, I made a mistake. So this already has its adhesive on it. Stick that in place. Now this little hinge, of course, could go around the back of the card. You could stick it there if you forgot, or if you like that better. I just did it this way because that way it's hidden. That extra piece of cardstock is hidden. Then for the inside, we're going to add a white oval. So that's where we're going to be writing our message. So that's a good way. Sometimes we might write a card, go to write the inside of a card, and we've got not a great deal to say, and yet there's lots of room. So we either write really big or we don't take up much of the space. So this actually brings the brings the inside of the card down to a little bit of a focal point. Then we're going to add this little border. So this is a stitched border that is cut using this die. So you can see it's a little bit dotty. So this will actually cut out this oval, and then it will cut out that stitched shape. So it will be separate. Now, because of that, I did not add adhesive sheets to the back of it, because it would mean that the adhesive sheet was used on that great big expanse of colour, and that to me that's a bit of a waste. So I'm going to add this using Tombow, and I'm just going to add little dots. You don't want too much Tombow because it's going to ooze out the sides. This is really the only adhesive you could add. There would be no way that you could add your seal or double-sided tape without it going over the edges. There. Bunch of little dots. And putting that in place. Great thing too is because we've got Tombow, it gives us a little bit of chance to maneuver. Now, if you let that go, you can see it's lifting up. So you want to just return and press it down a few times so that it grips, or you could put that aside and put a weight on it. It doesn't take long. Tombow dries pretty quickly. That's pretty set now. There we go. Then our outside, I'm going to add this print. So that's the reverse of the Darling Duckling side, but you've got a nice little bit of gradation from the strong strawberry slush to in towards the pretty in pink. Love it. So I'm going to add that to the front of my card. Like so. And then I want to add this. Now I could decorate this first and then add it, or I could add it now. I'm going to add it now. So if you're not very good at eyeballing things, what you could do is line this up. I want this to be central. So top, bottom, side, side, even. Okay, and then the edge of that oval comes to about here. I'm just going to move it back and do a little pencil mark there. So that tells me where I need to add my glue. And I'm going to use Tombow so that I've got that wiggle room. And because I moved it over a little bit, my pencil mark will be hidden. And I stick that on. Now, when you open that up, you've got the edge of that paper, that cardstock strip and the back of your oval. If that bothered you, you could cut out another oval and put it on there, but that's pretty unassuming. I think we'll get away with that. Now, my original one, I actually created a flower scene in that the flower is coming up from the bottom. But this one, I'm just going to create a spray of flowers here. So this is what I've done. I have cut out a whole bunch of pieces. I just sat with the colours that are in the paper and the dies, and I just cut a whole bunch of things out. And there's some white ones. And what I find is easy in this situation is I've sorted them. So that the frames, those fine frames, aren't getting caught in these when I'm trying to pull them out. When I did all this, I didn't have my adhesive sheets with me. And so if I could, if I was to do it again, I'd use adhesive sheets on those because they're very fine. Look at all those tiny little flowers. So I'm just going to tip those out off camera. I can show you. There's the piles that I've got them to choose from. And I'm going to add this. So these detailed dies, those markings of the leaf veins, they're actually slits. So they cut through the paper. So because of that, I don't want to put glue too close to those because it'll just ooze through. Now you'll notice too, I've only gone up that far with the glue there. That's because I'm just going to have that go off the edge a bit. Strawberry slush flowers aren't going to show up super well on this because it'll be strawberry slush on strawberry slush, but I might add them as I build. Now, what I tend to do with this sort of flower building is I will add my glue just to the middle. First of all, I'm avoiding those slits, but also I'm allowing access to underneath the flowers. They don't have to be stuck all over. If they're just stuck in the middle, we can even shape the petals a little bit, but also we can slide things underneath them. So it just gives you a few more options. I love these little sort of half open flowers. They're a nice little addition. Here's where I'll add a strawberry slush one. Now, as you're cutting out your flowers, there are also these dies here. There's a bigger one I'll show you. See, this one is in two parts. So what that does is cuts out the circle of the center of the flower and also textures the center. So you can use the ring to cut out these, or you can use the ring and the inside to cut out these. So those are flower centers. In this case, I'm going to add the glue straight to the flower. That saves me trying to add the glue to something that's really small. These flowers look really good layered too. I'll just show you because I didn't even think of that and I saw someone had done that. You could do that, or you could do that. That looks cute. But I digress because my glue is drying. Trying to find a small center. Sifting through. I'm actually going to give my strawberry slush flower a strawberry slush center. That's very hard to say. All right, another little flower. Let's go a peach pie. And I know I'm kind of covering up that leaf, but that's okay. That's the fun of experimenting. I've run out of small centers. Oh no, here's one. Here's one, and then here is, little pink one. That'll work well. Then there's also a die that cuts, I think there's two of them actually, that cuts, yes, tiny flowers. So 3 tiny flowers at once. They don't join together. It's one die, but it cuts them separately. So that's these little cuties. So they're great to add just a little bit of something to your card. Now again, that's a very small item to pick up. And so instead of trying to add glue to that, just put your Tombow straight onto where you want them to go. Like so. And then you can just pick them up and lay them down onto the Tombow like so. I like these. It's almost like adding, they're so cute and tiny, it's like adding a bit of bling, only it's flowery bling. The other one I'll do another strawberry slush one, because that's your tone on tone. So see, we're building up the image. Then I've also got a few leaves. I'm going to poke some of those in as well. So I just want these stuck in behind the flowers, so I just need a little bit of glue towards the base of those, and then I can just slide them into place. And again, I can go off that little edge, glue at the base. This is a garden green leaf, so the others are old olive. That just mixes up your colour a little bit. I think I'll put one more in there with those. I really like building an image like this with flowers and just adding to it. All right, and then I'm going to just flick open. And doesn't that look cute to have the leaves just poking out the side? And again, I'm going to add just a couple of drops of glue and some inside flowers. This is your take your pick tool. If you don't have one of these, it's so handy for picking up. It's got a putty end. So see here, there's some blue, it looks almost like blue tack, putty. So this little cartridge is full of putty, lasts forever. As long as you've got a little bit sticking out the end, it works fine. And then we're going to use the tiny bees, tiny bee trinkets. Another little cute item. I might put one on the flower. Again, put that in place with my take your pick tool putty, and there's my card. Now there are various sentiments. I'll just show you the stamp set. I appreciate you, and you could add so very much. I appreciate you, thanks for being there. I appreciate you for being there, thanks so very much. Lots of combinations. I think I'll just leave these. A lot of you are saying you like adding your sentiment when the time comes and you know what you want to use it for. So there you go. I don't even know what to call this. Perhaps when the video is published, I will have named it. It's almost like, I don't know, like a swing gate or something. I hope you like that idea. You could, of course, use it with the Everyday Arches. So I'd be keen to try it with that as well. So, you know, these ones, to have an arch there instead of the oval. Just a thought. Thank you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any questions, please pop them in. I love to read what you say. Thanks everyone. Bye.